one thing I always notice is that married men always tell men that's not married to stay single. And you start to ask yourself, like, damn, like, why is that? Like, I hear it from so many men that's married or been in relationships for 10 plus years. They always tell men, don't get married. And like, you could love your wife dearly, love your kids dearly. Like, you wouldn't trade them for anything. But I tend to see that a lot. Like, especially online, I see different people or guys that's married, that's been in relationships, tell dudes to stay single. Also, I know people in my family personally that I've heard from as well. And I know everyone has a personal experience with it. But
Yeah, I was actually talking to this dude a few days ago. No, I was talking to this guy in a store, and he said if I was to have a divorce, I would not get married again, especially with the girls y'all got today. And I'm like, damn, the fuck that mean, dude? But I understand why he said it because today you're just living in a not necessarily cloud, but a world of comparisons, right? So this girl sees this girl get that, and well, a woman is a woman, right? So if a woman sees that this woman can get this because she thinks she's special, she thinks that she gets that, right? And welcome to the DeMarkco effect, where you get the full effect of me. So as a man, when you're going out in this world and you're marrying women, and you're like, I just want to get married, I just want to get married, and you're big on marriage. These girls today will show you, right? And it's not all of them, right? But it's a lot of them. A lot of these girls today will show you they don't give a fuck about that, right? And a lot of the movies show in real life, which is I'm surprised. The movies show that the women want the marriage more than the actual marriage. They want the wedding more than the marriage. And that's the reason why a lot of these guys stay, don't deal with these girls and I wouldn't get married because they see what we have to deal with today. But let's let them continue.
for the most part, like I said, I hear more people say that than not. And more when I say that, I say more so from the men's perspective, not the women's perspective. Than not. And more when I say that, I say more so from the men's perspective, not the women's. But for the most part, like I said, I hear more people say that than not. And more when I say that, I say more so from the men's perspective, not the women's perspective. I don't know how they feel about that or what they go through and shit. But when I hear about marriage, and especially from men who's married, they always say stay single. And of course, you still want to try things yourself. Like, it's good to take advice from people and hear certain people and things like that as well. But yeah, like, you still do want to try things yourself. But I feel like certain things, bro, when majority of people are saying one thing, it got to be some truth to it.
Yeah, he's smart. Cause if you really think about it, marriage, the laws of marriage has not changed, right? Just like the laws of child support, right? So for guys to get married today, it's more lopsided than anything. It's like a man is going to marry for love, which is funny, right? Because they tell us women marry for love and men marry for whatever, right? The funny thing is, women marry for protection, and what's protection? Stableness, somewhere to stay, a man, whatever, right? And men marry for love. This is the love of my life. This is the woman I want to devote my life to, and this is the person that I want to have kids with, and just do everything with, right? But what happens is a lot of the times in marriages, the guy is not the same guy he was that attracted the woman, right? So when a guy goes and changes and becomes better, right? He stopped messing with girls and he leave all of the women alone and he just want this one woman. The wife doesn't understand why she doesn't want him, right? And it's not even a deep thing, it's just simple. If I was attracted to you because of this and you're not this anymore, I'm no longer attracted to you, right? So, that's also another reason too why marriages don't last because a lot of people, or more so men, we come in a specific way, and a lot of the times men try to change for the better, but the woman doesn't. She wasn't attracted to that, and that's why you in a therapy office, and she's like, "I don't know, you're not the same guy I married." And you like, "What the fuck?"
Every married man I've ever talked to has told me, bro, do not get married. Have you guys talked to blue collared workers that are married? They'd be like, fuck, I hate my fucking wife. If you've ever worked in a warehouse, then you know what I'm talking about. Those guys that will pick up mad shifts just to avoid their wife. So I always pose the same question to all of them. Bro, why do you hate your wife? They'll be like, bro, I'm working 12 hours, 16 hours just for her to fucking spend all this shit on Target, Starbucks. I fucking hate that bitch. Like, I'm out here slaving my ass off just to keep the roof on over our head, and she doesn't do anything. And I'm like, damn. And he's like, yeah, to make it worse, if she's asking me how my day is, I already know she's gonna ask me for some fucking money. So I'm trying to lighten up the mood and bring some positives about being married. I'm like, bro, at least you get consistent sex, like consistent buns. He's like, consistent sex? I have to fucking beg her to get head and to get fucked. And she doesn't even do it right. They all say the same thing. The more you ask her, the more she holds off. And you can't cheat because she'll take half of everything. And then you can't leave because she'll take half of everything. I'm in a fucking loop, in a fucking cycle. And you know what's crazy? A lot of them, I'll ask them like, yo, do you think like you're getting cheated on? Some of them be like, yeah, I'm for sure getting cheated on, but you know, I just do this shit for my kids.
I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story real quick. When I was 18 years old and all of that shit, right? This was 6 years ago. I'm 24 now. When I was 18 years old, I promise you, even go back to some of my videos last year. I was big on a marriage thing, right? So you couldn't tell me when I was 18 and back then when I was 23, which is literally last year, you couldn't tell me that marriage was the correct way to raise a family. You couldn't tell me it wasn't. Now, I'm on the opposite end. I don't think this shit really fucking matters if you married or not. Because you're dealing with another person. And you're dealing with a woman. And she can always change, right? And when it comes to women, you gotta like, it sounds fucked up, but you gotta you gotta manage them like dogs. If it, like, I don't make sense. You have to train your woman to be manageable. Because if you let her do whatever she want to do, whenever she want to do it, however she want to do it, you'll be that happy wife, happy life, motherfucker. You'll be him. And that is one of the most miserablest people I've ever met in my life. When I had the sales job, happy wife, happy life did not cut it. Right? But to be fair, those guys did not have the internet. And those guys weren't openly talking about it like we are now today. Right? So that's why you see less people getting married today and less people having kids. So there's a trade-off with everything, but other than that, I mean, y'all leave your thoughts. Um, Let me make sure to leave a like. We're close to 1,500 subscribers. Maybe we hit it when this video come out. Maybe we don't. But if you already subscribed, I love you. If you just subscribed, I love you. If you already subscribed, I love you already. But other than that, have a good evening, good day, good night, good morning, wherever y'all at, and I'll see y'all. Peace out.